So, I was born as a ginger in this life. And before I set off, my mom said,
"Good luck, Edward.
Thank you.
Do good things."
Well, we will see about that.
Haha.
of course, me being me, I couldn't promise something like that. But for whatever reason in this life, I decided to help. Kind of.
What do we need?
To be honest, it's a huge town. So you can follow any number of projects.
Can I make a church?
Sure.
Okay.
There's lots of space for it. And I'm sure you can find a cart for materials. Have fun, love.
Thank you. I'm gonna make a church for my cult.
Sounds fun.
You know, I thought so too. It did sound fun. But little did I know that this would be the most annoying thing that I've done in this game so far.
Now to figure out how to make a building.
I already know how to make walls and pillars out of adobe, but I have yet to make them out of stone. But I have an idea of how they were made, as well as making floors that are not roads. The first thing I had to do was to find a spot to make the church. I found it fairly quickly and I decided to place it near this rabbit hole, but I had to get rid of it first. At first I thought that I had to kill the rabbit in order to be able to get rid of it, but luckily for it, I decided to use a shovel on it first before I murdered his ass. And it worked, so that rabbit got to live another day. Now, I didn't record it, but you would just need to take my word for it. Now that the area was clear of holes, I decided to look for materials. I ended up finding a few adobe not being used, so I borrowed them. Forever.
I'm Ruby and Red.
No, you ain't.
Then I started on the first walls. So I grabbed my stakes, then my rock. I hit the stakes with the rock 3 times, then placed adobe on it, twice, and done. The first wall was created. Now all that was left was to make a lot more of them, and for that, I would need to go gather materials in the wild. So I set off. The first thing I collected was a bunch of pine needles that I was going to use for the floor. Then I went back home and placed them down. When I ran out, I went to gather more, and repeated the process till I was finished with the floor. I then discovered a bunch of adobe that was not being used, so I borrowed them forever and made a few more walls. But since there was not enough, I had to go out and get some more to finish them, so I did. After mixing a bunch of clay with a bunch of reeds, I finally gathered enough to fill my cart, so I headed home. When I got back, I went straight for the pies because I was starving. While there, I met a little potato kid that was left alone and was also starving.
Thanks.
There you go. The little fat kid almost starved to death.
After I saved the potato baby's life, I made as many walls to my church as I could. By the time I ran out of materials, I became old and unable to work. The building was not done yet, so I decided to hide my stuff so when I get reborn I could continue with what I was doing. So I hid behind these trees and passed away. It took me a few tries to find the village I was in before. I even spawned in a village twice in a row and managed to see my old self get cursed. I wanted the corners of the buildings to be made out of stone, so I got my shovel, a chisel, and a hammer, and I set off once again. After getting my pillars up, I decided to do more work for whatever reason and make a cross-shaped floor out of stone. After a long time, all that was left was a few more adobe to finish up the walls that were left half finished. So I went to go find some. At this point I was happy that I was almost finished with it. It was getting late and I had yet to eat dinner, so I wanted to get done with it as quick as possible. But just as I was going to get the adobe that I needed, a wild boar had other plans. He ran past me and bit the shit out of me, and because of that, I had to go through another life. On my third life, when I was finally able to do things, I set off to try and find my body. I had an idea of where it was, and it did not take me long to find it. But for whatever reason I couldn't find my cart. I ended up finding this random one that was left here, so I just took it back with me along with some adobe. Now, you're probably wondering what the hell happened. As I was getting home, the cart that I had broke down, and the freaking wolf came out of nowhere and bit the crap out of me. I was already close to home, so I just ran straight down till I died next to the entrance wall. At this point I was really annoyed. I had plans to play another life after the church was finished, but now I just wanted to get the church finished. And so began my fourth life.
Son,
Yes,
don't eat berries.
but they so good. One more.
Son.
K. No more.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, Mom. One for the road.
When I went out to find the adobe that I lost in my last life, I ran into this wolf that just gave birth. And because I was mad at the last wolf that killed me, I decided to take her child away as revenge.
Hey guys. I got a dog.
Oh come on Gokmo, how?
Are you rich?
Yes. I also finished the church.
Thank you.
It's next to the bell. Took me like 4 lives.
Good job.
'Cause wolf and boars.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. That made it all worth it. Hey little girl.
Hey,
You want a dog?
yeah, let me eat that dog.
Go catch it. Take care of it.
How to eat it?
I don't know. You can figure it out. Wait. Before I go, stop. No.
Oof.
I was gonna sing, Who Let the Dogs Out? But the dog that was let out is now dead.
Finally in this life, I was able to finish what I started. It only took me 4 lives to make this church. I had plans to make a sign that said Church of Steve, but now, ain't nobody got time for that.
The church bells are ringing. It's Jesus time.
Hey guys, I just want to say thanks for watching, and please leave a like, it helps me out a lot. As well as this will be the last video of 2020, I'll post again in 2021. I wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a great New Year's. Till next year.